Ed here with a Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Google Pixel XL. This phone is manufactured by HTC in partnership with Google, but unlike the Nexus brand of years past, this really is Google's very own baby, if you will, because they have put their name directly on it. It's not a Nexus from or by, it's literally the Google Pixel. And that's why it says phone by Google. Clearly a grab or a jab directly at iPhone users. That's why it does bear some resemblance, even though I have to say, for those of you unfamiliar with HTC's design, they pretty much had the design that Apple's been working off of a year before Apple did. So a lot of people look at HTC phones and think that they have emulated Apple, but it's quite the opposite. Apple has been emulating HTC for many years. But all of that aside, for those of you wondering why I'm late to review, unbox this phone, and why you're looking at a different desk than my usual black one that I purchased about a year ago, it's because I am displaced. Hurricane Matthew destroyed my home, all of my equipment, so I'm not working on my usual stuff. But still want to produce content, not trying to lose the channel here. So for those of you that have wondered where I've been, now you know. I finally have gotten to a point where I can at least try to shoot something, and other than my cat taking a piss on the toilet, which was entertaining, but certainly not what my channel is all about. So with that said, let's talk about the Pixel. This is an expensive phone, by no means affordable. That's part of what the Nexus line was all about. Branding on this box, very little. You can see mention of the Google Assistant, Google Cast, and Daydream VR, which is smart on Google's behalf because they did partner up with HTC, which made the Vive, which I unboxed right before the hurricane, and I do think really is the best VR experience money can buy, and I would imagine that's the exact reason that Google partnered with them. Forget that, of course, Oculus was already partnered with Samsung, and you know, from what I've seen, I think it's $80, the Daydream, makes a lot of sense because it does give you the ability for people like me who wear glasses to actually use, you know, a VR headset without compromise. Use corrective lenses, you don't have to throw in contacts, all that good stuff. So even though I bought this from Verizon to replace my explosive Note 7, I'm hoping that I won't miss my Note 7. I already know the build quality here is solid. After all, I just mentioned HTC with their unibody phones has been doing a great job for a long time, so I'm not worried about that. In terms of specifications, as I unwrap this sucker, basically I would say the biggest downside, of course, compared to my Note 7, no pen, no S Pen, of course. We don't have the same level of water resistance. This can't be submerged. It does have some water and dust resistance. I believe it's IP53 rated. So, you know, you can get some water on it, you can get some dust on it, but do not submerge it like you could with the Note 7 or, you know, the iPhone. This is not a phone you want to submerge. But in terms of specifications, you're looking at a 5.5-inch display. It is an AMOLED. It does have 2560 by 1440 resolution, so nothing to scoff at. I'm trying to power it up for you right now. I do expect good things out of this, no question about it. There goes the camera. You know, again, I'm not working in the studio anymore here. We have a 12-megapixel camera on the back, which Google has been touting as the best camera on any smartphone. Of course, you can be sure I will be getting into that. No expandable storage here, so it's 32 or 128 gigs. They're giving you two extremes. The upside is that they are offering you unlimited storage on the cloud for your photos and video, which sounds great, good theory. I like it. However, it's a little creepy. I can't dodge saying it's a little creepy to think that, you know, with all the hacking, if Hillary Clinton can be hacked, and I don't mean on her home server, I mean, you know, what Russia's been doing, all of those things, I would hate to think, not that I'm high on the radar, because I'm not, you know, Digital Digest would, but I would just hate to think that Google, they already have enough information on what I search and things like that. Now they could literally be reviewing every photo and video that I take. So great feature from a marketing perspective, from a security perspective, a little strange or worrisome. But, you know, maybe I'm just being, you know, a little too concerned about what Google's doing, but after all, they've always made their living in collecting information. At any rate, the phone definitely has a nice, strong feel to it. Screen looks pretty resilient. I won't say right off the bat that it is more vibrant than the Note 7 I'm possibly giving it up for, and don't think I'm crazy. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. No expandable storage, as I mentioned before. 4 gigs of RAM. In terms of the CPU under the hood, it's a Snapdragon 821, which, compared to the 820, just a higher clock rate. I wouldn't really put that at any real advantage. In terms of other things to be aware of, Gorilla Glass 4, most importantly, is the OS itself. You're getting 7.1 out of the box, which no other phone on the market has. And that's really what this phone has bragging rights on, is that you're getting updates, you're getting the cleanest OS, the best functioning OS in the business. In fact, even from news outlets that worship the Apple fill in the blank. So to hear that for the first time ever is a big day for Android. Comes in black, silver, and really blue, which is more like really white and blue. I went with black, for those of you that are wondering. And again, 128 gigs, which does put this phone at over $900 US. I believe Verizon just put out a promo as this thing got to my destroyed house that I picked it up from for 20% off handsets. So that would have been nice when I pre-ordered it, but what can you do? GPU-wise, we're looking at an Adreno 530, so competent, but what else did you expect? The front camera, I believe, is rated at 8 megapixels. You're looking at 4K video capture at 30p, and I am really curious to see if this camera is better than what I was working with on the Note 7, because the Note 7 really was great. No iris scanner here. You do have a fingerprint scanner right here, which is supposedly fantastic from what I've read, and that doesn't surprise me. Nano SD card slot, you can't really see it here, is right above my left thumb, and the body is very clean. We've got speakers on the bottom, the USB Type-C charging port, which promises to do, I forget, like 7 hours and 15 minutes of charging. We'll see how that goes. Volume rocker and power button right there. And that's pretty much it. The flash, what appears to be maybe noise canceling mics up there. I'm not sure. But, it's a good looking phone. It looks a lot like the iPhone. But again, remember, as I reiterated before, HTC had the design before Apple, and Apple emulated it. But because so many people are familiar with Apple, they just decided that HTC had copied them. And if you knew anything about phones, you'd know that's not the case. Apple hasn't been innovative now for many, many years, and this is not just because I'm not a fan. It's just a matter of fact. In terms of battery life, I assume that I think the battery's 3450 is the rating. It's going to be right around the same as what I was experiencing with the Note 7, which means it should get you through the day. And overall, this is all going to be about the experience and that Google Assistant. I mean, that is the big pitch here, besides the fact that you have the software updates directly from Google, even if you buy it from Verizon. If you noticed, I bought it from Verizon, no Verizon branding. Congratulations! But yeah, no, look, an exciting phone, and just to show you what else is in there, there it is, your USB Type-C charger that hopefully won't explode like the Note 7 or make your phone explode, even though, of course, mine never got hot or anything like that. We know liability, recalls, what can you do? Life's sometimes, well, I'm not going to say not fair, but when you have phones that explode, you've got to take them back. And for those of you that keep them, I understand you just aren't going to be getting on any flights or trains, and some of your family members might despise you a little bit. But there you have it, the brand new Pixel XL. This is the 5.5-inch version. If you decide to go with the regular Pixel, you're looking at very much the same guts, but you're working around a 5-inch display. It's significantly less in terms of damage to your pocket, but the software experience, the build quality, all exactly the same. And that, to me, is what is critical if you're interested in what the Pixel has to offer. So an interesting phone, definitely Google making the chase for you Apple users out there that are tired of, new versions of a phone that is still the same. And when your biggest bragging right is, water resistance, you got to wonder what's going on, even though this one only has a little bit of water resistance. At any rate, Google Assistant should be cool. That's what I'm most interested in seeing, and just overall performance. And again, that cloud image and video storage, you're not going to find that with anyone else, whether you think it's a little bit creepy or not. That's still a really big feature, and that does offset the storage expandability limitations. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Please hit that like button, and as usual, feel free to subscribe. Later.